Getz is always a great show for picking up the bargains, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have been wondering just exactly what I managed to pick up.
Hello and welcome to another episode here on JK2, Jenny Kirk Channel 2. Jenny Kirk will be along in a moment because today we're talking about pickups.
And I was fairly restrained, certainly compared to Wally last year, but first up is a locomotive, and this is a Patriot class. And if you're thinking, that box looks empty, you'd be absolutely right. And the reason for that is because being so excited, I couldn't wait to get it out of the box. So this is one of the Pacman models, and it's a slightly older model, but still really quite good. Now with these, I think there are earlier ones which are split chassis. Can't be 100% certain on that, but certainly always for me the thing to do is to look out on the box for the DCC logo there. So we've got 8-pin DCC, and that ensures that what we've got here with catalogue number 31-210, a Patriot 45503, the Royal Leicestershire Regiment, is that this is an easy DCC fit. Now I got this, and it came from one of the traders in the hall, and I've got their card here. It's not a trader that I think I've bought from before. They're based up in Northumberland in Holtwhistle, and they're called The Junction Box. They've got a website there, www.thejunctionbox.net, and they do pre-owned models. They buy and sell them, and they had quite a selection on their stand. And if you think, oh, all the bargains just disappear, so if you get there right at the end, they're all gone, blah blah blah. Actually, I bought this as everybody was packing up. So this sat on that stall throughout one of the, in fact, the busiest Great Electric Train shows that I've ever witnessed. I think it was definitely a record attendance. They had to shut the doors a couple of times. And this was a price of £80. It was there right at the end. So it just goes to show that not all the bargains disappear in the first 5 minutes. This model has been running for an entire Monday Club. You might have seen it on there. And it's run absolutely faultlessly. I just banged a DCC decoder into it. Plenty of space actually at the front of the boiler. I just tucked the decoder down into there. There'd be plenty of room to add a stay alive, although in all honesty this model ran without really needing it. So that's the first pickup that I'm going to show you on this video. Just going to disconnect the tender so I can more easily show you this. It's a locomotive that I did not have any example of in my collection. And yes, there are a few that have passed my collection by. And the Patriot is definitely one which, for some reason, I just didn't have in my collection. I have been on the lookout for quite a while, but just a suitable example at the right price hadn't come up until now. The rest of the model, pretty good. It's had some kind of homebrew pipes added. It's quite interesting there. We've got what appears to be a spring being used for that, which does give quite a good effect. Everything is as it should be, and it actually runs pretty well. So all in all, for the £80 price ticket, I thought this was a good opportunity to plug a gap that I've been very aware of in my collection for quite some time. So really pleased to get this Patriot in. But of course that's not everything that I bought. This came from Ellis Clark. I think it was £20. And as you can see, there's not even shelfware on this box. It's a Queen Mary brake van in Satlink livery. Absolutely pristine. And this is catalogue number 33-825Z, and this was produced exclusively for Model Rail. They did a whole set in Satlink. It was their thing for a while, and these sold out and have been like gold dust. I've not actually seen them come up for sale until now, and I thought for £20 that was a really good purchase. what's interesting, I'm going to get it out of the box. I do have one of the later releases. Now, Pacman did produce these in the main range, and I've gone and dug it out here, in a weathered version. And I was just a little bit curious. We've got all the paperwork actually there, and the footboard extensions, should you wish to apply them. What has intrigued me is that Pacman always say, we won't repeat a running number or whatever, but unless the model changes substantially, there's some kind of substantial difference. What is quite apparent is, if you look at this, we've got a running number of KDS 56305, and it would appear that my guess is that given that this is also KDS 56305, that actually only one of these ever reached Satlink livery. And so a little bit of a disappointment that it's pretty much the same brake fan, but one's clean, one's not. But you can see actually there's a little bit of a change in some of the decoration, which suggests to me that the Tempo printing blocks had been lost from when they did the Model Rail edition, or at least some of them had, so had to be remade. And it also doesn't have the white wall tyres, which this later version did. But actually, you know what, I'm quite happy to get that. It's limited edition, and you know me, a sucker for the limited editions. Now, keeping with the idea of the Satlink livery, it's interesting that I didn't get this at the show. I'm just going to show you this. There are quite a lot of wagons that get Satlink livery. So one of the things which I didn't have in my collection, I had this for quite some time. I bought it at a show a couple of years ago, actually, special commission from a retailer. Can't remember which retailer it was, but I didn't have a non-engineer's version of the wagon. I think I've got an olive green version, but this was on Clark Railworks as well. And I think I paid a tenner for this. Might even have been £9. I'm going to say £10 because it's just an easier round number to remember. And this is catalogue number 38-703. And this is the SOV pipe wagon in BR bauxite. So it's actually the same wagon. And when it came out, they did it in pre and post tops livery. Also an engineer's olive, which I do have, and this special commission as Satlink wagon came out. But for a tenner, I really just couldn't pass this up. And Clark Railworks had lots of stuff, very much priced to sell. It's not stuff that appears on their website. The show stock tends to major quite heavily on rolling stock rather than locomotives, although there were locomotives there. In fact, I was looking at a Patriot from them. We've even got, see there, the vacuum hoses still sealed in the box. This is pristine. Looking at the wheels, I'm going to say that has never ever been run. It's this is pristine. It's never been out of the box, and this is an absolutely lovely model. So it's one that again I've been looking for quite some time. Finally, we've got one for the collection. I say we, it's like the royal we. I've got one, and I'm a sucker for the tops lettering. We did do a whole video on what these actually mean. Suffice to say, S for wagons to do with steel. O, I'm guessing just open wagon, but certainly that denotes this particular type. And V for the braking system means it's vacuum brakes. And certainly later applied livery, because we've got the tare weight is in kilograms there. So this is at the point that BR was going metric, and really nice to have this to give a more main range version of this. But I'll put that to one side. So we're done with Satlink, we're done with this wagon, but definitely at £10, a great price. Also £10, and also from Clark Railworks, pristine condition, I suspect from the same collection that the Satlink Queen Mary brake van came from. I can't actually remember if I've already got this, but 33-301S, and this was produced exclusively for Kerno Model Rail Centre. And this is the Truro brake van. They've done loads of these. I've got a sneaky suspicion I've already got this, but for a tenner, I just couldn't pass this up. Again, another wagon, which to me looks like it's possibly never been out of the box. We've got all of the packaging. There's no dust on it. And there you have it. It's the older style Pacman Break van, but for a tenner, I quite like these. We've got the couplings actually in a NEM pocket. The earlier ones have the older style big goalpost couplings. But you can unscrew them, and Pacman do an aftermarket slimline tension lock to replace them. So it's not really a problem, and it's certainly one of the first things that I do. And it's a good solid brake van, no wet glazing in those windows, and we do get a moulding seam across these buffers that are moulded as part of the chassis, but I quite like them, so I'm going to add that to my collection, and I'm going to, for the time being at least, pretend that I have never bought that one before. If I haven't, then kudos. If not, it's only £10. Now, the next item, again, there's a theme developing here. I got a lot from Clark Railworks. It's got a price tag of £30, but they let me have this for £28. And to be honest, even at £30, that was an amazing price for 34-435 Thompson Composite brake in LNER teak. And when we look closely at that, that is actually that kind of scumble or scrumble, is it scumble or scrumble effect, and that is really quite nice. It's one of the later released versions, and I have to say that I'm actually looking forward to getting a good close look at this. I don't already have any of these. We've got all of the detailing parts. Let's just get this out. I've never actually got this out of the box before, but let's see, what have we got now. This is one of the new retooled versions. So you can see that we've got pickups for lighting from the wheels. This has actually run. I'm just going to get that to focus in. I think, yeah, there's some evidence that it's run. We've got the self-centering tension locks in pockets, all of that detail. This is really quite nice. I do like the wheels, where we've got the centres painted the same shade of teak with the white walls. This was the only one on the stand. Believe me, I did have a good look, and if they had more, I would have got more. But they didn't. So this is the only Thompson I've got in this livery. But really, that does look amazing. I'm so pleased to have picked this up. And I feel a bit bad, actually, because Craig from Iron Horse Railways was looking out for teak bogie coaches. But I'd already bought this before I knew that that's what he was looking for. But I'm not giving it up. I really like this. Look at those curtains as well. And we've got, I think there's a full interior in there. So actually, yeah, there is actually. There's compartments and a side corridor. That is a beautiful model. And I believe that the teak effect was done, it's painted on. The real coaches weren't made of teak. These were done to match the rest of the LNER rolling stock with, it's like a weird comb that you use, and you can create this wood grain effect. But these were actually, they're either steel or aluminium. We've got a nice white roof, so that's going to go nice with my Grasley teaks as well. Next up, I got myself over to TMC. And I've been looking at these, actually. We did do an exclusive with the pre-production livery models, at least one of which I remember being a fully functional model. I am going to do a full review on this, so it's just a quick overview. And I decided to go for the Northeastern Railway version of the G5 that's an exclusive commission by TMC. Still got the price tag on, so if you're interested in one of these, they've got, I think it's 6 different liveries. So we got 189.99 from the Model Centre, and the one I've bought is 35-251Z, running number 1759, and takes the next 18. So I will be doing a DCC fit on it as well. But I won't get it out of the box for now because this is going to be in a full video to itself. But really pleased to finally get one of these into my collection. Couldn't believe that there's a bit of an oversight that after doing that review I never got round to actually getting one. Now the next 2 items were very kindly given to me by one of the Monday Clubbers who visited. I wasn't actually at the stand at the time, and unfortunately the Cupboard Monkey hasn't written down who they were from, so please get in touch. I would love to thank you for your generosity. But these are 2 special commission wagons that were done for, I think these were Harbin Hobbies back in the day. So we've got 37-080S and 37-080U. And this was back in the days when a lot of shops were commissioning their own specials from Pacman. And there's literally hundreds of these. Pretty much every retailer in the country had one. You can see there, original price tag £6.95, and there are probably people who moaned about that price back in the day, but now you'd snap the hand off for a Pacman 7-plaque Endor tipping wagon for that price. These are in some really well kept boxes, and again, I am blown away with your generosity. Please do get in touch to let us know who you were. But these I don't have, in fact these, they don't look like they've ever particularly been out of the box. So I'm just taking that out, looking at the wheels, just let the camera focus. Yeah, I don't think they've particularly been run. Maybe like once, but certainly we still got the little plastic piece that Pacman used to put in there. And this is more, is it, I don't know, Moore or Moor, or I don't know how you pronounce it. MT2 Smeaton Junction, number 113. And this is a lovely wagon in lovely condition. These Pacman wagons do still hold their age really, really well. Amazing products, and have been available in some amazing liveries. And this is in great condition. Then the other wagon that they very kindly left as a present for me, they actually wrapped it up as well. So we opened it on the Monday Club, but we've got, this is the, it doesn't actually tell you on the end of the box what the wagon is, but again, these don't feel like they've particularly been out of the box. These are in lovely, lovely condition. And this is the Nidri, I'm going to say Nidri, with Portobello written there at the bottom, number 491. And again, really beautiful model, nice special commission, done as an exclusive for, I'm guessing, Harbin Hobbies. These would all be from the kind of Edinburgh area. That was their thing. And certainly even up to comparatively recently with the Devlin Trawlers wagon, which was one of their special commissions. Everything has an Edinburgh area connection to it, and they've produced loads over the years, and I made it my mission to get all of the salt wagons that they did. I think I've got them all, but I'm not 100% certain on that. Certainly there's quite a lot of them, but it's really nice, and I feel blown away by your generosity for dropping these off at the stand. I just feel guilty I wasn't there to thank you personally, but thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate them, and they will be part of the private owner fleet. But there you have it. That's all of the pickups from the show. There are some scenic products, we're going to be doing some reviews on them, but I thought I'd just keep it to the rolling stock. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.
Okay, thank you so much there, Jen. And I also have a few pickups because back when we were at Rails of Sheffield for that very long live stream we did, I picked up a few things, but due to the workload we've had keeping up the pace on the main Jenny Kirk channel, I never got a chance to actually film it and show you it. So I'm going to show you two sets of pickups today. One's from Rails, the other is from the Great Electric Train Show, and we're going to mash them all together. Let's take a look. So first things first, we've got these 4 pieces of, well, Pico track. Very nice. They all work very nicely, and the advantage of these is they're very, very short. So I can attach them and make up whatever kind of track I'm looking for in a very small amount of space. So now we've got the interesting crossing, and it won't work there, of course, but you know, you get the idea. Because I could put a load of these in a row and it'll be useful, which is exactly what I need for my plan of a very, very small shunting layout, like a nice shunting puzzle in a box file. So we've got the basis of a very interesting layout, which is exactly what we want because we're going to be starting on the box file layout very soon. But that's not all I picked up down at Rails of Sheffield. This was given to me as a gift, and it's really nicely appreciated, very much appreciated, from Zantec, a friend of the show, friend of the channel. It's Hahnenalt, which goes well with the other German beer wagons that I've got to make up a nice German beer train. And I'm looking forward to adding that with my other stuff on my little German locomotive. That'd be very nice. So thank you so much there, Zantec. That's really, really nice. Runs very nicely, look at that. Yeah. So that's going to go together very well. How do I put that? There we go. Put that back in there to store it away safely. Really pleased with that. He also left this one on with us, and it's Spartenbrau Munken. So let's have a look at this one. Very, very cool. Really like that. Spartenbrau Munken. And you can take the top off, and you can see that there's a big heavy weight in there, which gives a great sense of weight to it. Rolls very nicely. And again, it's going to go with the other ales. So we've got a good German beer train. It's going to be nice. Thank you again, Zantec. It's always good to have a few extra bits of rolling stock. So I picked these up myself. And they're the Pico quality line wagon kits. They're easy to assemble. And it actually says easy assembly kit, but they're really easy to assemble. You can put them together in minutes. So one of them is a grain wagon. One of them is a tank wagon. I'm considering putting gravy on the side of it and having a gravy train. It might be a bit of a joke, you know. But, you know, these are really, really good. Very fun to put together. You can make up all kinds of stuff with them. And I'm really happy to add a couple more to my set. So I've got a few of them now, and they'll go together very nicely. But that's not all, because my final thing that I picked up at the Rails open day was this little end windmill, and it's really cool, really, really nicely designed. Let's see if I can get it out quickly. So, little end was Hornby's N-gauge version of Scaledale, and it has the same quality as the Scaledale items. They're really, really nicely done. All pre-painted, all pre-built. Spins so incredibly well. So nice. This is incredible stuff. I really wish that Hornby had stuck with the N-gauge stuff, because their little end stuff is amazing. Really, really like this. It's so nicely done. And Jen loves it too, to the point where she's already called dibs on it. So, unless I can find another one, we won't be seeing this on any layouts from my set anytime soon, because Jen wants to use it as a kind of forced perspective thing, which I think will work very nicely. She's going to put it on Weir Yard, somewhere deep into Weir Yard, so that it looks like it's small in the background because it's a long way away. A kind of forced perspective idea. I like the idea, so I said yes, even though I really wanted it for one of my layouts. But oh well. Right, let's move on to see what I picked up at the Great Electric Train Show. I was actually quite sparing at the Great Electric Train Show because I spent a lot of time on the stand talking to people at KR Models, because that's one of the things that we were there to do. Jen and I were there to help out a friend, and that's what we did. But I did find a few things. So, I don't normally go for 00, but on this, I had to make an exception. This is a Triang Railway 70th anniversary locomotive. It's Hornby Railroad, 00 gauge, and it was £10. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see a locomotive for £10, I think that's a damn good deal. So here we are. Let's pull this out. Providing I can. It's a little bit tight, but there we go. This is a fully working Hornby Railroad DC locomotive, and yeah, it's got the big bar connectors, but that's what you expect. You can see the engine, the motor even, not the engine. You can see the motor there. It's fairly simplistic, but it's £10. Now, I don't know about you, but from my point of view, a kid getting this would be perfectly happy with it. It's not got anything to fall apart. It's all there. Runs along very nicely. I'm really impressed with this. £10. Could not believe it. So I had to have that. But of course, I'm not mostly a 00 gauge builder. I prefer N gauge, so I picked up some stuff. And these ones came from the Ellis Clark Railworks, their stall, and it's pretty much the bulk of what I picked up. Aside from a couple of sound chips that were fun, and that was just basically, it's like the birthday card stuff, you see that around a lot, and I've shown them on the Monday Club. We haven't got them here, they're actually in the Monday Club attached so that we can use them. These are Graham Farish Intercity Mark 3 coaches, and they're in N gauge. So I'm going to get them out. They're very nice. It's very difficult to try and get everything out while talking to you. I don't know how Jen manages it. She makes this look so easy. So this one is standard Intercity Mark 3 coach. Looks really nice. Fantastic condition. And then I got 2 others to go with it so that it wouldn't be lonely. Let's have a look at those. They're very much the same. They were £8 each, and I can't be robbed for that, to be honest with you, when you can see the quality. This one's first class, and it'll go with that one. Very much the same. I went for 2 that were much the same colour, and then 1 extra. And this one was a slightly different colour, just mainly for variety. So yeah, it doesn't have the gold bit on the top. Instead, it's silver, and I really like it. So we've got 3 Intercities, and we can run them together. And then the final thing that I picked up is something that Jen really, really wants to build herself rather than letting me do it. This is a Woodland Scenics mini scene. These are tiny things. Now, I thought from the picture that it was going to be a small diorama style of like an old oil well. But no, this isn't what's in here. All the bits are in. It is all here, ready to be used, and that's why Jen wants to build it, because she saw what was actually in this and decided this would work really well on Weir Yard, and to be honest with you, I agree, so I'm going to let her build it. It's a moonshine still. It's all the stuff you need to build a moonshine still. All the parts are there in little bags. It's all going to be very interesting, so all the parts are there in the little bags. It's going to be fantastic. I am looking forward to seeing what she can put together with this. So yes, one moonshine still will be hidden on Weir Yard very soon, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Okay, so there we are, and I think you can all agree that we got some interesting items there and also a few ideas of what we're going to be doing with them. We'll be starting on the N-gauge box file layout very soon, which is one of the main things I've been picking up a few little items for. And for now, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you did, remember to click that like button, share it with your friends, because it does help the channel out. And do leave a comment. That really helps the channel out, and telling us what you think of what we've picked up and what you would do with it if you were in our shoes, because we like to share ideas. It's a great way of increasing the community and everyone helping each other out. That's what I love to see. But until next time, I've been Zoe Kirk-Robinson. You've been watching JK2, the second Jenny Kirk channel. Jenny will be back on Monday for the Monday Club, but until then, take care.
I'd like to thank everybody over on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to our Patreon heroes. Without you guys over on Patreon, we really wouldn't be able to keep making the video content that you see on this channel. And don't forget that you can also head on over to patreon.com/JenniferKirk and check out the different tiers of rewards. Thank you so much. You are absolute legends.